People, that's what we have to be proud of. Tatarstan is my land, and it's in the same center of Russia. That's what Nabida Oli wrote 60 years ago. And are they relevant at the moment as well? That's 100% Tatarstan. Let's find that out. Let's go. The pandemic changed the whole situation on the investment market, and many business owners who had projects in public catering and restaurant business are looking for opportunities on another markets. And surprisingly, villages and rural areas are quite interesting to invest in. How old are you, Ruslan? Tell me. I'm 22 years old. What did you study at the university? What is your education? Quality management in oil industry. So this is not my sphere at all. So you have a diploma. You have you got higher education. And who motivated you to get into this field? Well, first of all, we worked together with my father with meat, and step by step, we started to get interest in fish farming. There are not so many competitors in the field. Yeah, so you calculated, analyzed the market, and you understood that it can be profitable, right? Yes, right. We are producing fish right now. Before, we just were reselling it. So you and your father worked hard to start this business. So I see your fish farms, but I guess you have certain problems that you're worrying about. So what are these problems?
We have some difficulty with electrical supply. You see, we're located just in the midst of nowhere in the forest. So we have to supply energy, a certain amount of energy, to avail the proper work of the farm. Right till now, we're still sorting out. Yes, this problem is still relevant for us. When did you start your production? 2 years ago. 2 years before that, we had been starting that, and then I had to reprofile for fish farming. Can we talk about any profit already? I think we started to sell our first products in May, so just 2 months ago. Do you think you will ever get enough of it? You will be tired of it? I think you might get tired, but you need to motivate yourself. There should be some incentives to let you go on. You know, to keep the interest to business. If it's not you, nobody else would do this. You're not married yet, right? So you would have a spouse. She would say, Ruslan, I'm interested in something else. Are you ready to sell your business in 5 years? I would tell her to do her business, you know, and I will keep going. I will continue this business of mine. Right now we have a target to reach 100 tons of commercial fish a year. So right now it's just a starter, but we are just at the inception. So 12 tons of fish, but it's just a startup. So you have a plan to extend. If you have any investors appearing on the horizon and the conditions would be very feasible, where would you invest? I can offer several things to the investor, a few activities that he would invest in. Tourism, We have a nearby lake with the facilities around, with guest houses. So the construction of guest houses, this is the first option. European class houses, or sometimes tents, and expansion of the volumes. Right now we have here the springs, so we can increase the volume of production. So the last question for you. Approximately how many hours a day do you have any sort of, schedule during the day or during the week? Have you calculated the time for rest and for work? You have to be adjustable and flexible here. Sometimes there should be feeding. That's what we are filming here. So you have to sort out the current processes. There are works on sorting the fish out. So if you adjust all these parameters, then you would be free at weekends. I'm flexible. So if you have a family, you would have time for it. Let me think. It's quite difficult at the moment. Okay, I got you. Thank you. So right now we are going to feed the trout. It's one of the important processes in the farm. We need to provide the fodder for each fish so that each fish would get the fodder. Agricultural lands of the Republic of Tatarstan have huge resources for small and medium investment. And Yefrem's farm really proves this. When they were analyzing the risks and invested after working, and they already established their farm, the government helped them with the incubation shop. For any beginning, for any start and initiatives, in the Republic, we have all the opportunities to receive the right profitability. Today we are visiting the family of Miftahovs. These are the farmers, established farmers of the settlement who are dealing with entrepreneurship. So we would like to verify, since when have you been an individual entrepreneur in cattle farming? Starting from 2010, we have been working already. We've been operating independently. We bought cows. We were milking them. We were working by ourselves. So for 10 years, you've been doing with dairy products. That's right, dairy cattle farming. And you're also growing oxen. That's right. So if I just think back, when you started once again 10 years ago, do you have any complaints? Do you have any regrets? No, no regrets at all. So you can have good profitability from land, right? Am I correct? Absolutely. So over these recent 10 years, you were not getting any support. You were just relying on your forces. Absolutely. So last year, you received only the support on horse farming as a different activity. Right, that's right. You were born in this village, am I correct? Yes, this is my native village. So if you were offered right now to move to a city having good salary, what would you say? I already lived in the city. I had a flat in Nizhny and I just sold it and I moved here. So if youth is looking for their happiness in the city, so they can basically achieve it faster in the rural areas. If you really work, there would be a feedback, there would be a proper reward for you. In each region of the Republic, we have an institution to receive basic competences for agricultural sector. However, young boys and girls would choose regional centers. Right now, we'll go to a farm where a young family decided to implement their skills and projects, agriculture, dairy products. This is the project 100% Tatarstan. We are in the Znakaeva Katsimova settlement. This is the head of the settlement, Alim Alimazovich. Could you please introduce where we are now? We are visiting the youngest farmers of the Znakaevsk region, the Galevs, Dinar and Albina. This year they won the Agrostartup reward and award. They won Belarus technology. And they show their interest in doing this job, the same job, and extending their farm. Dinar and Albina, I'm pleased to meet you. How old are you? I'm sorry. I'm 24. I'm 25. How long have you been married? 2.5 years. So this small child is yours. How old is he? He's 2 and 2. Honestly, my question is very simple. How did you decide to be farmers? Your young family. Did you study to be a farmer? After the 9th form, I started the Almetiv's College of Physical Training. After graduating, I started the oil college. I'm the 3rd year. So, right now, how long have you been in this position, in this status as you have? So for 6 years, you've been doing your business as a farmer. Can you describe your farm, please? What did you have before? So before we used to have oxen and cows, milking cows. How many of them? Around 10, not more than 10 of them. So you were taking care about the 10 cows. So how many cows do you have altogether right now? 40. We are not afraid of difficulties. We are just moving forward. So right now, a lot of young people your peers would be looking at us. Those who are looking for their happiness in the cities, they're looking at you, looking at your examples, and they're getting surprised. What are you doing? What are you looking for in the village? Are you feeling comfortable in the village? Are you satisfied with everything? Are you happy? Absolutely. Does it bring any profit? For sure. Of course, it's very profitable. So in order to be more convincing, could you please show us, could we have a tour and you will show us? We won't see the cows, they're in the field, they're in the pastures. From the technology, what have you got? What do you work with? So, what are your tools? These are the tractors. We received the grant. So what do you do with the tractors? This is the press and the lifter of 98 years of production. The next tractor is of 1840. MTZ. This is the lifter, fork lifter. Then we also use sower, and it's just for haulage, for the haulage as well. So this technology is well established, so you're ready for providing for harvesting. And do you have any special employees or no? Myself and my dad. Your parents help you. Yeah. So what about this huge technology? This is from the communal farm. So this is your additional resource. Yeah, that's right. In the village, is there anybody else who's dealing with the farming? How many people are also dealing with dairy products and sell milk? Three people. One of them have a nice livestock, 30 cows. Are you satisfied with the milk that you're selling at? No, honestly not. Are you part of any cooperative? No. So if you joined cooperative and your price was higher by 4 rubles, yes, perhaps we would join a cooperative, a union. So I would offer this option and you would think about it. Deal? Yeah. Okay. We have a lot of geese, chicken, sheep and goats. We have a big farm. All of us, we collaborate on this. We do everything collaboratively. Here are our guests, the geese. Okay, we have quite a few of them, around 70. So if we start doing something, we do it large scale. This is our big farm. There's a dog. Be careful. Here are our cows. We have some calves. And also rabbits.
Yeah, we have a lot of rabbits too. Here, let's see our calf house. We built it for new calves. It's under construction now, and we planned for 50 heads. We planned to reconstruct it a bit, and it's in process now. This is our farm. We built it last year for 50 heads, and we did everything by ourselves. My husband, our relatives, our family members, they all help us a lot. Thank you so much. It's planned for 50 heads, and we created all the conditions here. Besides Gali's family, there are more than 50 families whose average age is younger than 30 years old. So there is a certain trend that young people are interested in agricultural sector. But to get involved more into this sector, we need cooperative models of collaboration. And the Republic of Tatarstan creates all the opportunities. Apiaries, it's not just a place where they produce honey products, but that's also a touristic site. That's why they give such masks, hats for each visitor. But here there are no bees, so that's why I'm not going to put it on. Hello, good afternoon. Could you introduce yourself, please? My name is Molkhaziev Ilgizir, and I'm the chairman of the collective farming cooperative Tatar. But first of all, you are a beekeeper, right? Yes. Could you tell us, how do you earn money? By selling honey and honey products, or tourist services as well? What are you going to do here? How do you plan to earn money? Well, we think that we will try to attract tourists as well. At the moment, we did a lot for that. We created all the conditions, constructed the necessary facilities so people could come and see the whole process, starting from honey extraction to honey products packaging. So all the visitors could see that we produce just natural products. Those honey that we collected from bee houses. We also can give an opportunity for our guests to taste honey and honey products, and apiary therapy as well. And before you ran this business, what did you do before? Are you a descendant from the family of beekeepers or no? Yes, I'm from the family of beekeepers. We are the second generation. And of course, for example, my brother Razil and I, we found out about this program, Agrostartup program. I helped him to collect all necessary documents, and we sent an application form. And we became one of the winners and got money. We bought bee houses, built up some facilities, bought equipment for our bee house. Okay, so I'm not wearing this mask now. What if a bee is going to sting me? You've just mentioned apiary therapy services. Could you tell us more about it? And what are the treatment contraindications exist? Blood pressure, low blood pressure, that's one of them. And high level of sugar as well. This is also can be a problem. Can you demonstrate me the whole process? That's how the bee stings you. The stringer is inside and it contains more than 180 chemical elements useful for human body. And that's the reason why due to a wide number of components of bee venom, it can be useful for many diseases treatment. So imagine that more than 100 people came to your bee apiary, and so they can taste honey and also get this apiary therapy, right? Yes, my name is Roselia, and I'm a therapist. We help each of our customers select a honey product. You can find all useful information on our website. Honey products are the source of life. So apiaries can produce not only honey, but also some honey products, right? And in this case, the professional advice is needed, right? And you provide this advice. Yes, right. Here, I would like to show you the equipment that we use to pack honey products, not just honey, but honey products in general. This equipment we won when we participated in Agrostartup program. This equipment's name is IM10. We brought it from Ryazansky district. That's not a common item of equipment you're gonna see everywhere. Normally, beekeepers, they use some homemade equipment, homemade tools. But to get the maximum result, we decided to buy this certified equipment. So you can use this net to to get separate fractions of products and comply with all the requirements and sanitary norms. One of the members of our cooperative farm, we also were able to buy 2 freezers. Why do we need them? According to the conditions of the state program, we decided to use the male bee brood as well. And freezers let us keep them according to the standard norms below 18 degrees below zero. So that's how we cut the caps, the upper layer, and after we can use each of these frames and install them in a honey press. This is a honey press, an example of a honey press. Our trademark is Tatar Bali, and it's under registration right now. And here you can see our honey products. These are not just products produced in our cooperative farm, but also produced by one of the cooperative members. We are export-oriented cooperative farm, and we plan to create a lab, a special lab to assess the quality of our honey products as well. And the second direction here is the apirotherapy. Being in this type of business and to make it profitable, you don't have to produce honey only, but you also have to pack it in a certain way and provide certain services, tourist services, medical services, and it's possible to do only based on a cooperative model, and Tatarstan creates all the opportunities. We are in a standard department store in a rural area where you can buy not just normal goods, but also the goods produced by local farmers. So that's why it's very important to invest in developing of relationships with local farmers and entrepreneurs. So in here you can see dairy products, and the residents in this village have an opportunity to buy local products. And many how did you get this idea? Well, I started poultry farming because I knew a lot about poultry husbandry zalesny, and I like their products a lot. Any products. And that's why I started thinking about it, and I thought, why not to start and not to run this kind of business by myself. I went to their factory, to their farm. I asked a lot of questions. They showed me everything, demonstrated the production line, and answered all my questions. To be honest, it's not very hard to start this business, but there are many requirements that you need to follow. provide special conditions for birds, for chicken. So are there any problems to where to supply your products? No problems at all. I have 2 employees here. And how many birds can you hold here? Well, 20,000 up to 30,000 birds. But where are the birds? Well, actually, the customs, unfortunately, we had certain delays. Okay, could you tell me if, for example, some young people are watching us at the moment, what would you recommend them? Be brave. Be sure that there are certain people who can help you and will help you. For example, our ministry helps young entrepreneurs now a lot. How can it help? Well, for example, we got a grant so we could equip our farm with all necessary items. And where do you live? I live in Kukmar district. Are you married? Yes, of course. And what about your wife? Doesn't she want to move to the city? Well, not yet. We are young, but I think that's going to be okay. But if your wife wants to go to the cinema, well, it's not a problem. You can just go by car or any other type of transport. What about kids? Are there all necessary conditions like schools and everything? Yes, of course. So what about roads? Okay, Dinar, I'm really happy with your achievements and your success, and I wish you good luck. I'm sure we have a lot of examples like this in Tatarstan.
Dinar Gaynulin, с которым мы сегодня...
Dinar Gaynulin, who you have just got acquainted with, is the director of this complex built by a cooperative farm named Induzina, and is industrial infrastructure for poultry industry. They have their consumer market, they have the technology, and they let the young entrepreneurs and farmers join their company. This is subcontracting system. We have a lot of examples in Tatarstan. This is the Sixth River village, and this is the place where we are testing the system of the shops without shop sellers. And we have a special service in these settlements. So, of course, one of the issues is the timely provision of products. So this is a prototype of a shop without a seller, where each person can have a product at an accessible price. So you don't have additional expenditures on paying the salary to the seller. So we have a camera installed and there are sensors. So I've taken 2 products. So we have a scanner. Here is the second product. I will pay for it. And when going outside, I would see it, an ATM. So using the my bank card, I'm just leaving. We are in the farmstead of Saifulin. I'm 23. Did you study anywhere? Yep. What did you graduate? Sabinsky Agricultural College. Okay, you graduated from the college. Why didn't you go to the city? I'm a village guy. I just remained in the place where I was. Then after the army, I married. So you're a married guy. So how did you come to sheep breeding? It was because of my father. He was dealing with sheep breeding. So we decided to extend our production. We decided to increase our livestock. It was a little bit we decided to expand as a startup. The government supported our project. So you bought a farm, am I correct? What about selling these sheep? Are they sold well? Is there a demand? Yeah, there's a big demand. Sometimes we cannot meet the demand because we cannot offer a lot of them. So you produce something which is in high demand in the market. What would you tell to your peers who are watching you now? Is there any perspective in a village? Do you regret your choice? No. The government supports me in everything. If you have a wish to work, it will be very rewarding. If you decide to go somewhere, to a cinema, to bring your children somewhere, recreation, of course, I have this willingness. But you have all the opportunities for this. Your children will grow up. Are there any schools here? Yes, we have schools, we have clubs, we have kindergartens, everything. So I wish you good luck. And we are moving forward. Thank you. We are in the farmstead of the Huramshins in Sabinsky district. And yes, Fanisovich, can you tell me how long have you been dealing with this business? I've been growing strawberry starting from 2014. So the first 3 hectares, we started from that volume, and then we increased up to 5 hectares, and right now we have 10 hectares of strawberry. Why strawberry? What is a competitive edge of it? So you're resting during the winter time, is it the advantage? It's mostly associated with the an advice of my friend. Currently, I think it's one of the most profitable businesses, speaking about berries. So it gives the right profitability. You're right, yeah. It's highly rentable, highly profitable. You're not in a regional center. You were born here. Yeah, that's right. You're a married guy. Yeah, I am. So when your children would grow up and they would ask you to move to the city, are you ready to do this move? We'll see in the future. Personally, myself, I think I have already come over it, and after the university, I had this kind of ideas, and even I was living for some time in the city, but right now I'm already an established person here, and I don't have this willingness to go anywhere, you know. So 14 years ago, when you started this business, and right now you don't regret it? Absolutely not. The more I'm involved with this, the more it's more interesting to me, and the more I'm getting sure that I'm doing the right thing, that I'm on the right path. Young guys, with the support of the government, do you think it's a difficult business if they want to study to master it? Right now, there are special scholarships, grants. So I think it's easy to get them. Well, you might face some difficulties, but you can overcome them. You can start with the governmental money. And you can develop. You can develop in this direction. Speaking about berries, is it easy or difficult to sell it? When I just started the business, everyone was saying then, you would sell it easily, no time. However, with time, I understand that you can't just do everything smoothly. There are some years we were under harvest, and there are some years with a huge harvest. So Maybe it's also because of the lack of some ability to sell. Maybe we cannot propose it correctly to our clients, but there is a great demand for berries. So with the correct approach, we can achieve good results. Speaking about cooperative farms, what do you think about this? I think collaborative work is absolutely a good thing, and we, to some extent, we use it. We cooperate with some other farms. So when we cooperate, we grow in volume, and I think it's just true for any business. A bigger volume of berries is easier sold than smaller volume. Yeah. We can just sell it to Moscow, to other regions. So the logistics, the prices, the expenditures of logistics reduces. We can sell anywhere across Russia. Dear friends, we invite you to get involved in berry businesses in cooperative format. I wish you all the best. We are in the farmstead of a business tandem of Toporulin Vladimir and Volodin Nikolai. Good afternoon. Honestly, I'm for the first time in this kind of farmstead of this scale. You have 30 hectares of berries. Where did you get the idea from? Why currant? Why these berries? We got the idea back in 2016. We owned a land and it was vacant, you know, and we couldn't really use it. We inherited it. So we visited a farm in Belogorodsk region, and they couldn't grow their black currant there due to dry climate. So they had an issue with this. So we were talking with the head, we were discussing this issue with the head of the farm, and we said, let's do the same thing in Tatarstan. We have the appropriate climate for it. As a result, how many years have we been growing the berries here? Starting from 2016, we had the first growing berries back in 2016, and then annually we keep growing the berries. We use quarters, 7-8 hectares. Right now we have 34 hectares. So starting from 2016, you were taking a risk, you invested. In what year you were just relieved? We felt a relief when we already understood our path. We understood from the very beginning that it will take a while, that it's a meticulous work, that we have daily work to be done. So we might have the results after 4 or 5 years. So right now we are in year 4, and right now we are getting the results. We are getting the berry we want. We are reaching the harvest volumes we wanted to have according to our targets. So we are reaching this 4th year. So when we are extending the farm and we are sorting out some issues, we need to extend the park of fridges to have more employees working, so to increase the staff. How many people are working here? On a steady basis, we have annually 4 people, and during the high season, we involve 30 people. So one was the year when you work at full capacity, when you load to all the geographies. We delivered to Kazan in the first instance, the markets of Tatarstan, Moscow, St. Petersburg, Orenburg, Saratov. Tatarstan blackcurrant is known now in Moscow. We have really positive feedback. Right now our currant is highly awaited in Moscow. We have certain terms, and for networks. So when the same person is starting a different business, you may face some competition. So what will be your attitude if you have another person dealing with, involved in current growing? I don't regard this as a competitor. We have an experience, like in Bavli region, in Almetivsk. They also have the farms, current farms. But we are in close connection with them. And we share our experiences and best practices. So does this cooperation bring any good results? Yeah, we cooperate. When we are talking about the treatment of plantations, we are discussing the issues we faced this year. I'm a little bit one step ahead. And when I'm harvesting, I'm saying, look, guys, this is what is working this year. We share our experience. So you have the unification of volumes. Yeah, we did with Bavli. There is a farmer in Bavli. So those volumes that are in demand, we also included them for sale. So if we are talking about the growth of berries, and we would like to live separately, independently, it won't do any good. I think you will win if you are part of the team, if you cooperate. So those issues we haven't heard of, we can consult. We can get a consultancies from a bigger firm that would have 1,000 of hectares, like in Stavropol, in Belgorod regions, and they share it freely. Yeah, you're mentioning competition, but then we realized it's better to be open.
It gives and creates a lot of opportunities for further development. Like, for example, someone is staying at home thinking what kind of business he wants to run, and suddenly you can share your experience, and for somebody it can be very interesting. So could you tell us about this equipment? Is it an imported equipment? Yes, that's a special equipment to collect current, working both ways, collecting both ways. That's equipment that we used for the first time last year. And now we made a step forward. We acquired it. And finally, it's the 4th year already. We are using it, and the height of our bushes is suitable enough to use this equipment. Okay, and what do you plan to plant in the future? We have 2 hectares of apple trees. And in 2019, we planted apple trees, and we plan to plant even more. This year, we plan to plant some other types of berries, mainly honeyberry. That's a Siberian berry. And also, due to cooperation with other businessmen, some plant strawberries, raspberries, and we can plan it, like you're going to plant raspberries, I'm going to plant strawberries, and get to some agreement. Yes, I guess that's one of the secrets of your success, right? Yes. Strawberries, raspberries, apples, honeyberries. This is a very young market, and the industrial demand is higher nowadays. And on the territory of the Republic of Tatarstan, we have all the conditions: climate, industrial capacities, and so on. So we are waiting for you in Tatarstan. I'm going to say the following. By seeding, you can get the fertility of soil by loving it and cherishing it.